But, okay, drafting phase. Let's see who goes blue and red. I think that's going to be the biggest question now. Who is where? I think I already saw a glimpse of bans. Angelo? Faramis? I can see there. You see little Angelo's face poking there in the corner, yeah?
Yeah, the little bird also told me there's a Baxia Minotaur somewhere.
Oh, there it is. Baxia Minotaur ban. So it's still the same sides. And that was the change here. The Faramis now, it's like DEVU got a taste of it firsthand and said, yeah, we shouldn't give that to a boy.
So the Indonesian Faramis hurts that bad.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't say Indonesian. Well, technically in this tournament, yeah, the Indonesian Faramis, because both Sans and a boy are lethal on these heroes. They know, well, the team knows exactly how to utilize a Nether Realm, whether it's to disengage, and especially if it's an engage.
All right, last ban here. Earlier.
On the edge.
Oh, Nolan. Okay, so now they're gonna shake things up. So a first pick Guinevere is available for them, but we have seen very surprising first picks in the sense of a Terizla first pick, a Bruno first pick, and even I believe there was one team that went for an Arlott first pick. So Geek Fam read into the Bruno possibility. Guinevere is available for the taking for DEVU, but they know that they're gonna be going to the second phase where the Diggy might be available. So if this is a Guinevere first pick and Geek Fam don't pick up the Diggy, I would not be surprised if in the second and third pick, DEVU already go for that Diggy.
Let's cut off the seriousness for a bit. I have heard the rumor, and I want to confirm it right now.
Okay.
Does Beloyski play Saber Room by any chance?
Oh, you had to remind us all, Yasu. You had to. You know, if you play Saber Rome, for me, you're a war criminal, right? But when Beloyski does it in-game, in the yep, he's trying to win. It's his job, so I'll let it slide. But yes, he does commit that crime sometimes when things get tough.
Okay, so now seeing that Guinevere, getting back to the seriousness now. DEVU's now, they got the Guinevere. We know that she appears, I didn't catch the percentage here, but I know that she is up there, up the 90% something. But for Team Geek Fam, actually, having the 1-1 and the Valentina, I think they have too much to give. And but what you say? I wanted to say Fabius.
Okay, wow. They pick it up for themselves, actually. So that's a swerve here by DEVU. And now the question goes up in the air. Does this go mid lane or EXP lane? Because we've seen AP Bren shine in the MPL Philippines playoffs with either role for that Phoveus. So now Geek Fam has another thing to think about. It's not going to be a Diggy, but it is going to be a Matilda. So they're getting, this is a pocket strat by DEVU. Another factor we talked about early on before the series started, surprise picks.
I'm not even joking right now. Geek Fam can actually go for something crazy. It's a Matilda and a Phoveus. You know what's good against that? Esmeralda.
Yes.
It's something that we haven't seen in a long time.
I've been calling it out for too long.
Exactly. It's very, very good here in the last pick of the first phase because then they can just ban out the heroes that can melt the Esmeralda down. Either the gold lane or even a mid laner like, say, a Lunox, let's say, if they really just want to shred him down. But I think if Geek Fam want to go for that bold pick, they got to do it now because it's a bit risky to...
There we go! We get it! There's the Esme! We get the shield slurper!
Hey!
I've been calling it from the beginning of the tournament.
All right,
finally.
First up, Mr. Frederick, dap me up. All right. Mr. Khaled, please, dap me up. There we go. There you go. Y'all get your wishes. And I agree with you gentlemen here. The Esmeralda, a great pickup. And all those shields now, how will DEVU deal with this? How are they going to swerve things around? But we have seen in the past that if the early game doesn't go well for an Esmeralda, it's going to take some time until actually Geek Fam will feel the effects of having an Esmeralda just constantly getting shields from everyone. So if Geek Fam want to shine with this Esme pick, they have to either win the early game or keep it close.
I think that Team DEVU right now, they have a lot of damage in terms of the magical damage, but there's a really risky pick here for Team Geek Fam that they might go for, and I would actually suggest a Joy if it's not banned. I know that there's a Phoveus, I know that he will of course get benefits out of these dashes, but yet, I think that having a Joy with such draft with Geek Fam and have also a crowd control, area crowd control like a Minotaur or something, this is a perfect draft for me. This is like a team full of aces.
Yeah, actually I'm looking at the draft here now of DEVU, or rather their bans. I wonder if they're actually thinking about picking up a Faramis still in the... Oh wait, no, sorry. They actually banned it out themselves. So with them taking out an Akai, is it really just because it's going to be so disruptive to what DSVOT want to bring to the table, or it's just because right now, to go up against a Guinevere in terms of red tree battles, the Akai's the safest pick, because now you're left with, what, Martis, Fredrin, but the Fredrin right now against the Guinevere is like not so good. Martis might be the last best pick here for the jungle of GEEK fam.
Oh.
I agree. I think, maybe he can go for something like a Lancelot, but it's very risky considering he's up against the Phobius. Never mind. They go for the Fredrin. Yeah. I was thinking Lancelot, Martis, you know, we've seen that from Niall many, many times, but they say, it's okay. We will have enough poke. We will have enough maneuverability. So even if the Fredrin gets committed in these team fights, he should still be able to buy enough time for the rest of the team to deal damage.
Please give me a suppression hero or give me an area crowd control tank, because for Team GEEK fam, it's a perfect formation so far. And I really admire that Diroth ban because it's the natural counter for the Esmeralda. So Esmeralda in this game, she will dance freely.
Yeah, a lot of dancing for Esmeralda. And trust me, I love it when I see the Esmeralda dance because of the shields.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The damage, the shield.
Damage, abilities. We're talking about abilities here. DSVOT, let's see what the fruits of their weird drafting labor are. It's okay.
It's a flex. It's Phobius mid?
Yeah.
Or, wait, Terizla mid?
Are they going to pull Fire Flux here with a Terizla mid? Because right now, the Phobius might struggle in the EXP lane against the Esme. But against a Terizla, how does Esme fare? It's been a while since I've seen this specific matchup, actually.
I think it's a bit of a skill matchup, though. I will have to say that Terizla wins in the all-ins if the Esmeralda can maneuver back and forth.
Yeah, just avoid the hammer swings.
I think trades win Esmeralda.
I would say that in every 1v1, I've seen Esmeralda win, of course, against Amphibious, but changing up things makes a lot of sense here. As I told you,
good luck.
I called for it.
I
said, please give me a suppression hero. Why? To trigger the crossbow of Tang, make everything possible for Team GEEK fam, and by 2 drafts that I'm totally amazed by, because we haven't seen such composition from any team so far in the tournament. The M5 World Championship here, ladies and gentlemen, Game 2 is about to start.
Looking at the draft here, GEEK fam might have their work cut up for them, because if they let DSVOT play their game, Carvy's going to be happy, and it might take some time for this 1-1 to really be effective for GEEK fam. So I would not be surprised if we see a similar story with this game. DSVOT taking control of the early to mid, but the question is, will GEEK fam be able to turn things around again?
Will GEEK fam be able to secure a clean sweep up against DSVOT? Or will DSVOT revolt and take game number 2 to force us to a game 3? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 2.
The Land of Dawn is gonna witness an epic battle between 2 teams that have so far proven that they are ready mentally. They are ready with the momentum that they have. Team DSVOT, they will not give up easily on that best of 7, crucial best of 7 they had back there in the EECA. And Team GEEK fam, by their last dance in the group stage, will it be their last dance during the whole tournament? That's the question. The answer is going to be here in a few minutes.
All right. In terms of the rotation speed, GEEK fam just a little bit faster. They had to help out that Fredrin, of course. So now let's see where their first exit is going to be after this Little Wanderer trade, which will be secured by a boy without a problem. But look at that. This is actually something that we saw already from AP Brand in the MPL Philippines playoffs, or I believe that was MPLI. Well, when AP Brand played that Phobius mid, it is disruptive in the sense that if you're not careful, especially if you have dashes with your mid laners and your roamers, you're just going to be surprised as to why do I feel like I have to go back home? Suddenly you lose control of the map little by little, so that's what GEEK fam has to watch out for.
Oh wow, a retribution early. They're going ham, even a Brazer's Wrath. They really want to get Kid Bomba out of this lane as fast as possible.
Oh, he's recalling there. He's dancing. He's dancing in front of Kid Bomba. After Kid Bomba being a bully, a full bully for the first game, now it's time to bully the bully. We can see here something that catches my eyes, actually, Raptor. Why does Phobius have the Vengeance instead of the Flame Shot? But let's see the team fight.
Whoa, he committed the Requiem over right as the Turtle's about to spawn in. I think that might have been a miscommunication from the team. Now it gives GEEK fam so much more of a chance to secure the first neutral objective. Heck, Boy has also already been sent up top to help clear the wave.
Right now, it looks good for DSVO to actually potentially contest this. To answer the question real quickly, it's because he's most likely going to be the first one to trigger the crossbow of tag of the 1-1.
Yeah.
Good poke, and look at Luke. Already jumping in, a spatial migration knocks him up. Luke, oh, it's a good vengeance from Sunset Lover, but Luke just walks around him. Magister looking for an opening. Niall versus Magister in the Brazer's Wrath and a Retry. Luke against 2, still battling it out, but finally gets hammered down. And even on the other side, it's going to be a kill over to GEEK fam. 1 neutral objective, 1 kill versus Deus Volt here, who are still trying to fend off against this purple buff. Niall holding it in. He doesn't have the retribution. Kid Bomba looks for the backline instead. Niall will be given free reign to take that purple buff over. And Beloy just flaps his wings out of this team fight.
A 1-to-1 trade, a purple buff for Niall. I think that Team GEEK fam have won this team fight, hypothetically speaking, but 200 gold is not something I would call a win.
Oh, no, but in terms of like what they got out of it, they got a turtle, they stole away a purple buff. I would consider that a win. So don't be shy, man. You can say that that's a win for GEEK fam.
Look, it's building.
Yeah, it's building. It's not a big win, of course. It's not something that will already determine the early game, but it's good signs for GEEK fam right now. And actually, looking at the lineup of GEEK fam, there's a lot of arm movement that you need. SMS dancing, you got the flapping wings of Baloyski, Marky at one point with the 1-1, of course. So just all arm strength right now for GEEK fam. And yeah, this early on, Deus Volt are already feeling that Esmeralda.
Follow-up has been the main problem, actually, for the side of Deus Volt. There's been a few chances for them to go for these pickoffs, spatial migrations with even the Violet Requiem committed in, but there's just no one there to really deal damage.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Divine Judgment also yet being triggered for the favor of Marky to activate his crossbow of Tang, and so far, Team GEEK fam, I wouldn't say that they are going for an aggressive approach. I would say that they want to take this game layer by layer. They want to take it with the minimum risk so far, but I'm quite interested to see the give it all, win all, or have nothing at all. But let's have a look at something here. I saw that at the items that Luke actually is building that book, the mana book. So he's gonna be a little bit squishy for during the early game.
Talisman.
Yeah, the Enchanted Talisman, but I think it's because he got a feel for it himself where, wait, I can just constantly steal shields from people here. So yeah, he won't have the defensive item, but he'll just have a less cooldown, more cooldown reduction so that he can quickly slurp those shields up. That's his defense.
Yeah, spamming his skills.
Oh, penalty zone. This time with a Violet Requiem to help him over now. Gets the Brazer's Wrath, but it's not going to be enough to save his life. A boy now in the midst of it all. Still, just with the circling eagle, it's actually Deus Volt to lose a bit more HP. A boy hiding back under the turret. Sunset Lover unable to find that last proc of the demonic force to finish a boy up. And GEEK fam, somehow, some way, with their jungler dying straight away, they got an equal trade. What?
Raptor, what was that?
What? Man, I have the same reaction right now as as Mirko here. Because look, Deus Volt, we were talking about control for Kid Bomba. He set that up. Followed up really well by Magister. But again, longer team fights.
Spatial migration with Violet Requiem and a circling eagle. But he's still alive, and Niall gets the retry. The Appraiser's Wrath, even in that situation, unnecessary. Luke just takes him down.
Oh my god, wait for the Philly Dancer, wait for the Esmeralda to warm things up. She is just getting started. When the shields start to build up on Team Deus Volt, it's gonna just be a lethal poison that they are making themselves.
Wow.
GEEK fam, what you're showing right now, your small decisions in terms of engaging and re-engaging, being able to avoid key abilities here from the side of Deus Volt and being enough to extend the fight to the point where you get the turtle and objective yourself, that we can say you won that fight. It's, again, this is the spirit of GEEK fam that we're seeing in our Deus Volt. Let's see what their answer is.
Flicker into the bushes, BBB! Big brain Baloyski finding Carvey. Marky getting all of the weakness points down with the crossbow of Tang, even with the vengeance. It's Niall with a big swing of his sword and even a taunt onto Sawa. A boy needs one more hit, but he's not going to be able to find it. Meanwhile, Luke in the mid lane, 2v1, no problem. That's why his name is Luke. You look at him and he's fine.
Yeah, Niall was just like Bankai, taking that kill down there. And Team GEEK right now are in the driver's seat. And I would actually say once again, that Team Geek fam have a really good start. I said it in the oh, whoa,
okay.
whoa.
You got no follow-up there, man. Kid Bomba.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I mean, he defended the turret. I would say it's actually quite worth it here.
Okay.
With a flicker, though?
Yeah. I mean, that's all they could find, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was scared for Kid Bomba's life there, though. Okay. Sawo. Is he going to commit this?
Nope. Just chills out. Whoa, even a spatial mic. Wait, they're rotating up top, looking for a trade here, an exchange, perhaps. As Geek fam have actually... So, that sacrifice of the penalty zone flicker might not even do much for them.
How long can these fights actually continue?
Well, you want a specific number? Like in terms
approximate.
of approximate? Oh, well, Beloyski. Is he?
If he
wow.
He just gets out.
Wow.
Conceal. Now you see me, now you don't.
Man's using cheats. Greed is good.
That was
Beloyski.
Luke. He says, oh my God. All right, there you go. If they keep surviving like that, it would be unfair. Finally, they get punished for overextending. But they get a turtle.
But if we keep having these fights, you will lose your voice, man.
For sure.
No, he'll be fine.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
He's a big boy. Geek fam right now.
Am I a BB?
You are
a big boy?
Yes,
boy.
In terms of that, yes, you are a BB, a big boy.
Big boy miracle.
If you are a Filipino viewer in the English stream, don't think about it the other way. So, Geek fam. Wow. Just baiting out again, DSVO, they're taking very unorthodox approaches and unorthodox fights that they're making DSVO react. They're thinking, oh, hey, look, we could punish a member of Geek fam here, but wait, we missed our turtle timing because someone here is being disruptive. This is the, how do I say this? It's sort of like a sketchy performance from Geek fam in a good way.
Yeah.
Because it's so unorthodox, it's making you scratch your head. It's so geeky, exactly.
Well.
It's the geekiest fam I've seen.
The geeky, something like the bestest of the best that we had earlier on today.
Exactly.
There's a lot of B's going on, man.
Yeah.
BBB, Big Brain Beloy. BOB, bestest of the best as well. And then BB Miracle. BB Miracle.
BB Miracle.
Whoa! That's a flicker and a Divine Judgment.
Whoa!
Jigsaw, he gets deleted. Niall able to dash out from the Bennett's Rage. Marky gets a crossbow of Tang, and just like that, Theos Volt are pushed over. Falling Star Moon onto two! They collapse under the turret! And now it's just Kid Bomba who's left to defend. It's a 4-for-0. Turrets are just a figment of your imagination for Geek fam. It's a wipeout. Niall, he doesn't even die!
It's a wiped out. They wanted that pro gameplay up there in the top lane, and they got it. Deuce Volt lost a 5v5 that they have been planning for it for almost 40 seconds.
My goodness! Unorthodox approaches. You thought you knew us, but you don't! The damage of Niall!
The lower Niall is, the less you should fight him. Luke gets out as well. With a Purifying, just like that, Saul, the main guy who can get you out to facilitate these face checks, has been taken out.
Luke, man, that's cruel.
That's cruel. That's cruel. I can feel the anger of this vote right now.
Oh, they're going in, but they're not really finding much. It's Luke who outtrades them again. Meanwhile, Niall, he just loves pressing the Appraiser's rat button, huh?
Yeah. The moment it's up, he'll just tell them, I'm pressing it, and it works. This Esmeralda pickup. Back to basics, says Geek fam. You have a Phoveus, we'll pick up the Esme. You have a Mathilda, we'll slurp up your shields. One pick alone, plus unorthodox execution by Geek fam, we might be on the way to a 2-0 Geek fam win.
Well, I've started to love you actually, Mirko, after you said that you wanted to see an Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Like we are already off a good start here. Look here at Team
Jeez,
GEEK.
guys, get a room.
No, love him in a good way.
Yeah.
Walorski loves Divine Judgments though. Flicker in. Oh, that's a penalty zone. Oh, it's a turnaround. Theos Volt, the revolt is here. That's a demonic force to the back. Niall giving him another proc, and that's gonna be the follow of the spatial migration. Requiem as well. They go on to a boy when Niall's the one CC'd. Now it's Luke in the back, zoning the back line. Sunset Lover has been isolated and taken down. Geek fam, 3 members strong. They're still looking to engage. They're the one looking for the plays. What?
Sustain longer team fights, extended scenarios, and Niall. Magister can only watch. He didn't have his retribution yet, and he loses his purple buff. Deus Vult, though, they made the right play to force that.
That's a lot of resources, and Luke just dances his way out, man.
Luke's just tick-tocking on Deus Vult right now.
Casual Esmeralda day, dancing left and
proper
right.
call dog to get out.
Right.
Yeah, proper call dog from Luke.
Let's all take a breather here. Let's breathe.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
A
because
part of me doesn't want to, but I will agree with you. We need to slow down a bit.
Yeah, both teams have been fighting since minute 1, actually. Like, people can't see you guys, but both of you sat down. You're actually taking a breather here.
We gotta, just a little bit.
Okay, Natalia gets caught in the penalty zone, but now it's Beloy's turn.
Oh,
With a conceal, circling Eagle, forced down now.
He's waiting.
The team's isolated. Carney's in the back. They don't have a damage dealer. And GEEK Fam just capitalize on this. Look at Esme. Look at Luke.
Yeah.
He's just zoning. Oh, he gets gunned down.
He's
One more
stuck
hit.
there. Oh.
Finally, he gets taken down. My God. But has he done enough?
Enough bullying? Enough?
Yeah, not the cleanest approaches, not the cleanest of trades, but we saw what GEEK Fam were thinking there. It was Luke pushing back Carvey, who was stuck in the mid lane. Sao eventually got separated from everyone else in Deus Vult, who were there near the purple buff because he was pulled by Beloyski. It was a roamer and XP laner trade, but by the time that Lord spawns, Luke will be back in time. So the unorthodox approaches from GEEK Fam, they have some orthodox foundations there. But Deus Vult, you gotta appreciate their fighting spirit here. They're trying to make plays. They're trying to find openings that they can make the most out of. But GEEK Fam, they're just too shifty right now for Deus Vult.
Yeah, 30 minutes in.
The fadeaway, the spatial migration, but with a pullback. That's all they need. Sunset Lover now with the Demonic Force, but it's going to be the crossbow of Tang from the Solution to pick up a double and to secure GEEK Fam a Lord.
13 minutes in, 14 minutes in, and you can already sense that this is the end game. I don't know what are these guys on right now. Team GEEK Fam are just swinging left and right, having a lot of damage, making the best out of all their picks. The 1-1, the crossbow of Tank, she didn't even need to trigger that mark. He didn't even need in this team fight to trigger the crossbow of Tank, but here's one thing.
Wow.
Will Team GEEK Fam finish this game with the second Lord, with the level 2 Lord enhanced one?
It's endable.
Yeah.
As we'd say in MPL Philippines, it is endable right now for GEEK Fam. It's not 5G, 6G, 7G. It's 8G right now for GEEK Fam.
Oh, they are going in.
With a charge in the bottom lane, GEEK Fam takes one. Looking to push in with more waves here as the bottom lane gets slow pushed. Luke dealing with wave up top. Not going to be able to get the proper time. Salo circling Eagle. That's Bennett's rage onto the back. Marky gets shut down with a Requiem. That's also going to be another falling. Luke is able to maneuver out for now, but he's going to be chased down by Magister and Carvey. Magister buys the winner truncheon, and just like that, endable becomes not endable. Deus Vult able to defend.
GEEK Fam, this happens to them so often. That push with a Lord, a second Lord, going into an inhibitor, getting punished, losing your marksman. Deus Vult now have more space around the map to work with to push out. And what a play there by Sao to force a reaction from GEEK Fam to set up Carvey for the Bennett's Rage.
Actually, what makes a lot of sense to me right now is that Luke will be the one who dealt the most damage and also the one who received the most damage. But, oh, they're committing?
Demonic Force into the back, the combo again. This time it's Niall who gets taken to the skies. The penalty's on to 2. Demonic Force in the back. Luke losing immortality. The crossbow Tang is ready with the Divine Dragon as well. That was going to be Marquis. But Winter Truncheon has been popped. Kid Bomba staying alive for just a bit. Spatial migration knocking him up. A boy now getting knocked up as well with the circling Eagle. Beloyski flickering out of harm's way. Luke falling back, recalling. Who won that?
Actually, a few seconds ago, I was about to say that all the turrets are intact for Team GEEK Fam, but with just one mistake, they were able to tunnel in the mid lane.
Yeah, I'd say Deus Vult won that in the sense that now they feel like they have more room around the map to work with. Looking at the items right now, marksmen are locked in. No Window Nature here for that Beatrix. Go for full-on damage is what Carvey wants, and actually, the members of GEEK Fam got to feel it. One defensive item, sort of, for Marky in the Rose Gold Meteor, but of course he needed to build that, going up against the damage of the 3 magic damage dealers on the side of Deus Vult. But it's the difference in magic damage between the 2 mid laners, because it's already up to a Divine Glaive if I'm not mistaken, for the
Yeah.
Valentina. Yes, already up to a Divine Glaive, while that Phoveus is only up to 3 core items built up in the hands of Sunset Lover.
Well, having Luke on that Esmeralda only reminds me of the basics of this game, because you know and you notice that there's a lot of shields in the enemy with the enemy heroes. Why don't you just go for the obvious? Why don't you just go for the Esmeralda? And so far he's so annoying to DSV, but sometimes like he carries away, like he gets so super motivated by the momentum.
Yeah, but that's exactly why that Beatrix on Carvey, he went for the full damage build.
You know what he needs?
What?
Disciplines.
Discipline, exactly. A little bit more discipline from GEEK fam. Let's see what happens here for this Lord.
Luke's just zoning right now. Beloyski into the front, the spatial migration cancel, but it's going to be a winner. Truncheon in the penalty zone as well. Marquis looking for all the weakest points right now, but it's going to be Sunset Lover who chases all the way to the back. Marquis with just one more necessary. He finds it with a crossbow attack, but to the back. Niall falls first. Sunset Lover survives the onslaught of damage coming through, and now it's GEEK fam who are on the run. Deus Volt have won a team fight with a 1-for-0 trade.
Wow, Marquis. He was stopped single-handedly by Sunset Lover. Now Sunset Lover is showing why they picked up the Phoveus. Yes, you have an Esmeralda on your side. Okay, you controlled majority of the game. Oh, but the Lord here.
Requiem, it's going to be a Purify from the side of Aboya, circling, eager to knock him up in penalty zone onto Beloy. Luke in the back, looking for a play, not able to find it just yet. That's going to be Magister who secures the red trait. Beloy, no immortality. Demonic Force coming down. That's a circling eagle from Aboy. Sawa taken low. It's Marquis who gets taken down by Kid Bomba. And now we're looking for more. Aboy still with a Terrify getting out. Niall coming back in, respawning, and now knocking Kid Bomba out. But look at Sawo. Wait, he's going back in. No, circling eagle just to prevent another engage. No Marquis, no Luke.
Winter has come to the Philippines. 3 Winter Truncheons on the side of Deus Vult, all just to negate the crossbow of Tang of this 1-1.
2-man taunt, penalty zone. Aboy now buys the immortality in time with the penalty zone. Niall's getting locked down as well. The praise was rad, not enough. That's everyone except Beloy, who's been taken down. 1 man versus the world. And the base is wide open. 5 seconds for Marquis. Deus Vult will deny a clean sweep from GEEK fam.
That's cold. That's cold. If you can see here from the stage, Team Deals Volt, all of them has stood up and said, here, let me hear you shout one more time. We won this game. They got it in a bloody cold way.
That's the Bomba in Kid Bomba.
Oh, change your name. You're no longer Kid Bomba. You're Man Bomba now.
That's what I like to see.
Big words from a big performance. The plays, the entries, multiple penalty zones coming in from this Terizla. And again, it feels like at some point this entire team built Winter Truncheons just to annoy Marquis. 3 at one point. And all those bait outs for the crossbow of Tang eventually came back to bite GEEK fam.
I need to process this.
Breathe,
Yeah,
Yasu, breathe. Inhale, exhale. There you go.
They just got the game from one single successful perfect team fight. That was literally cold.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded is what Deus Vult are now.
How cold, I mean, like, Winter Truncheons all around. Mechanically, they were perfect. They were sound right after the late game. Once they got those items, it's the same story all over again from game number 1. GEEK fam were waiting for that late game in game number 1. They prolonged it all the way till they had those item power spikes, and this time it's just turned.
Yeah. How the turns have tabled is what we love to say. Who's the MVP? Winter Truncheon, maybe? I wouldn't be surprised. But of course, it's him. It's the kid, the man, or is it Carvey? Is it both of them? Who is it? Who is it? They're trying to tease us here, and it's going to be...
Kid
Bomba! 4-2-6 on this Terizla. Penalty zone after penalty zone. And just to show you how annoying he wanted to be for this 1-1, at the end of the game, he didn't have a Winter Truncheon in his in-game equipment showed up. They were buying and selling. Whosever call it was in Deus Vult who told the entire team, buy Winter Truncheon, sell them, trade things around. What beautiful itemization coming in from Deus Vult.
I think that this is the geekest version we see of Deus Vult.
Oh yeah, the geekiest version of Deus Vult. I like that.
I mean, let's take a look back at the game, right? The MVP highlights, what brought them the win? Because it seemed like, especially for the first 9 minutes, like it was Geek Fam's game to completely dominate, right? I mean, 9-3, a 10,000 gold lead at 1 point. But like we said, just in game number 1, Geek Fam are the type of team to throw a lead and to also come back from a deficit.
I'll just say sorry to Kid Bomber for sometimes questioning his penalty zone. That's all I have to say.
Don't let him into his zone, man.
Yeah, don't let him into his zone. Kid Bomba's going after that throne. And against Geek Fam here, you saw it. And we have to go back to this moment. Shades of Geek Fam versus Homeboys game number 1, where Geek Fam were in the lead. And one attempt to control the game and end it there with the Lord push turned into this. Deus Vult getting out of their base, being able to go forward. Winter Truncheon buys.
That saved it. Kid Bomba's winner saved the team fight. It could have been lethal. It could have been tragic for Deus Vult if he didn't use that Winter Truncheon. Marky would have just translated over the crossbow tank to the other members, and here as well, coming in clutch in a lot of these situations gave him this MVP. He earned it.
He earned it. Hard work from Kid Bomba, and not just him, the entirety of Deus Vult. Because every time Kid Bomba says, I'm gonna go in, Deus Vult says, we're going there with you. End game, you said earlier, Yasu, but in a snap, the war was over, and it's Kid Bomba and Deus Vult getting the victory. We're going to game number 3 with two very, I'm gonna put this as creative teams.
Well, at the end, I think that it actually reminds me of a scene from a movie. You have to leave someone to tell the story to the other people. And they left Kaja alive. They intended to leave him alive and see them while they are finishing his crystal.
Wow.
That's cold.
That's cold-blooded. And a cold performance overall by Deus Vult, but cold in the sense that, man, Geek Fam caught off guard, and they were playing the game so well, Mirko.
It was literally the same thing. We said Deus Vult, they just need to be disciplined. They just need to approach the game in a more, maybe slower pace, right? They should look at it and see what exactly is their win condition and then play to it. Meanwhile, for Geek Fam, they saw that. And it's the same thing that I will say for Geek Fam that I said to Deus Vult in game number 1. It's not really about the draft. I think they had a spectacular draft, especially game number 2. The fact that they weren't able to end it has got to be just discipline. They were going in, fighting in a lot of these skirmishes that was really unnecessary.
Yeah, so same story, but for a different team this time around. And I also really have to appreciate here the positioning and the item building here of Carvey. Again, we don't know whose call it was, we can only assume, but let's put it on the man that we see going for full damage, even though it was quite risky with all of the divers that Geek Fam had, all the possibilities for Carvey to get taken out. He said, no, we need damage for this Esmeralda. And look at the damage taken by the frontliners, Terizla, Phovius, and the Guinevere, because they needed to set up Carvey for success on that Beatrix.
I would say that, looking at the Esmeralda, we said that it's the most precious weapon that Team Geek have. But I would say that because he was impulsive, that's why also Geek Fam lost.
Yeah. A little bit of impulsiveness coming in from Geek Fam, coming back to bite them. But wow. In game number 1, we saw unorthodox approaches in terms of team fighting and rotations from Geek Fam to find a way to come back. Now for Deus Vult, we saw something similar, but with an added spice of unique itemization. So many Winter Truncheons, I still can't get over it.
Well,
who can, honestly, right? Outplays after outplays happening left and right.
Wow.
Well, I think they got inspired by the full immortality thing from the last game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, all the immortalities in the last, now this time it was a Winter Truncheon. It's like Deus Vult saying, hey, you can do that, we can do that too. So really, what Wonderbugger was saying earlier, Deus Vult is just really living up to it, gentlemen.
But ladies and gentlemen, you have to be